So, good news and bad news today. Good news is Velma from Scooby-Doo. Yeah, she's a lesbian. Big ol' lesbian who has a crush on this other chick and is giving like the biggest, absolutely most relatable reaction to having a cute woman merely touch your shoulder. Bad news is that this is apparently the next step in the LGBTQ agenda, and we have all just been tricked into thinking that Velma, the chick that has been hinted at being a lesbian for literally years, is a lesbian, and she's like actually not. And that the TV show is making demons cool on top of that. Oh yeah, and also that VRBO is trying to push same-sex marriage on your good Christian godly household. Yes, today we are going to be talking about some insanely hilarious petitions from this website called 1 Million Moms, a Christian conservative website where terminally online mothers go to sign petitions about the LGBTs invading their Christian household and how the demons are at it again. You know, normal stuff. So I figured why not look into some campaigns and see the godly and good strides we're making towards eliminating the LGBTs and the demons from our households. So first we got Velma's gay ass, and truly the description of this petition is something else. Please be aware that Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo portrays the familiar character of Velma as a lesbian. To confirm that she is a lesbian, Velma is depicted as googly-eyed and speechless when she encounters a new female character, fashion designer Coco Diablo. Make sure to share this information with your friends and family to guarantee they are not blindsided by this drastic twist in a familiar cast of characters. If you were unaware of such a change, you would want them to inform you. Not gonna lie, I really love the whole like share this around to other people so they know not to get blindsided ordeal that they got going on there, because truly it's reminiscent of the kind of shit you would see on Facebook and be said on Facebook by this type of person. This is your local Christian mom sharing a post about how some kid in a different state found a weed in his Snickers bar, and you gotta keep a lookout for weeds in Snickers bars. Except with the twist of if they had a petition to eliminate weed from Snickers bars. Which, for the record, nobody is giving your kid edibles on Halloween. These shits right here, they're expensive, and I will be damned before I give any to your 7-year-old screaming child. An animated movie is the last place parents would expect their children to be confronted with content regarding sexual orientation. Sadly, issues of this nature are repeatedly being introduced too early and too soon. This type of indoctrination of our children is extremely common, yet unnecessary. You know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, bestie, but you do know that gay people exist in real life, right? So your child's gonna be confronted by sexual orientation, and that heterosexual couples aren't the only couples that exist probably sometime in their childhood, regardless of if Velma has a crush on a chick or not. And on the whole indoctrination note, I watched Anastasia practically every day as a child, and that showed a relationship between Vlad and Sophie, as well as Dimitri and Anya. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret real quick. That really didn't make me straight now, did it? So I promise you that watching Velma have a crush on a chick is not gonna turn your kid into like a raging lesbian or some shit like that. Much like viewing Anya and Dimitri did not make me straight by any means. Warner Brothers has apparently decided to be politically correct instead of simply providing family-friendly entertainment. Consequently, conservative families need to urge Warner Bros. To avoid mature and controversial topics and stick to entertaining instead of pushing an agenda. First of all, genuine question. What is the agenda by showing Velma having a crush on a chick? Do you really think that showing gay people simply exist fits into some sort of agenda? Or do you think that Warner Bros. Is basically just like forcing this in to push being gay on your kids? Because, full offense intended, you're pretty fucking behind, because Velma's been gay for quite some time. Tony Cervone, so sorry if I butchered your name, who was the supervising producer on the Mystery Incorporated series, has very openly discussed Marcy and Velma's relationship in his iteration of Scooby-Doo, and has even said if you didn't see it to look closer, cause it really isn't all that shocking. Haley Kiyoko, who played Velma in 2008, is also a lesbian who is very much out and very much happy that Velma is also now out. She also very much shaped my formative years, clearly. And even James Gunn wrote Velma to be explicitly gay for the live-action movies, but it just didn't come to be due to the studio changing it consistently. We were literally going to get a Velma and Daphne kiss scene, but weirdos like you stole that from us, and truly, I probably literally would have thought nothing of it because I was like 5 at the time when the original movie came out, and I wouldn't have thought about it until later in my life. My point is, Velma's been a lesbian for a good amount of time by now. You just didn't notice because they didn't look like your stereotypical flamin' gay, and you expect all gay people to look like that. Evidently, Warner Bros. Does not not think Christian parents and grandparents will care or take a stand for their children and grandchildren. I think you will. Take action. I encourage you to join us in telling Warner Bros. That we are not buying what they are selling. Sign our pledge and commit to boycotting the new movie, Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. After you sign the pledge, please share this alert via email and on your social media pages. Help us spread the truth about this Scooby-Doo film today. Cease. Just cease, please. Alright, I'm gonna be blunt for a second. I 100% love that this petition was basically written by someone who, 100% calls LGBT people snowflakes because, they got mad about simple stuff, like being hate crimed, or being called a little meager slur. Meanwhile, they made a whole ass petition for Velma going hard eyes over a chick and admitting she has a crush on a chick and all that. I'm just saying, are you sure that, we're the snowflakes here? Because you're getting pretty mad over some, weak pussy shit, if we're being honest. But yeah, I guess the LGBT agenda in this case is to just merely exist and have a crush on somebody of the same sex. Almost like gay people are human or something. Kind of a boring agenda if you ask me, but okay then. Up next is the seemingly cooler agenda anyways, which is that Disney and FXX are basically bringing you a TV show that is disgusting, irresponsible, and just overall horrific. One of these points I might agree with given the looks of the show just looking like animated bitmojis, but that's a personal opinion. Let's just get to what 1 Million Mothers has to say about Little Demon. According to Deadline, a Hollywood online news source, among other shenanigans, the comedy shows Laura, the mother, nude with no pixelation. She strips down in the first episode to perform a ritual, while there are multiple instances of nudity throughout the series. Series creator Seth Kirshner told reporters, "We are going to keep going for it until we are told no.
Let us be sure they are told no quickly.
We must do so because Disney is introducing viewers, including children who might stumble across this series, to a world of demons, witches, and sorcery. Along with the demonic content of the series, the minds of younger viewers will also be inundated? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Anyways, with secular worldviews that reflect the current culture. Now, I find it really funny that the whole point of this is that children may stumble across this on Disney and be exposed to witches or demons or any of that fun stuff. Meanwhile, later in the petition, they talk about the show being rated MA. And fun fact, Disney Plus actually defaults users to being able to watch TV-14 shows, but nothing beyond that unless specifically changed in their parental control settings. So no, children probably aren't gonna stumble across this like you think they will because people probably haven't updated their settings unless they've went online recently. And if you have updated your settings, you can always just set a different profile for your kids and have that set for specific settings. But thank you for adding that you're just a technology inept old woman screaming into the clouds, just think of the children for literally no reason. I figured if you were able to make a whole website dedicated to petitions and getting those signed and all that, you would have known about parental controls. But that's on me for expecting the bare minimum understanding of technology from 1 million mothers out there. Now, of course, the whole reason for this is the typical, the demons are gonna make the kids hate God and worship Satan, no God. Which is typical. I expect nothing else from Christian mothers that are terminally online at this point. Shocker though, the show's not even on Disney Plus and it's actually on Hulu. I doubt it's not on Disney Plus because of your petition. If anything, FX probably knew exactly where their audience is and they threw it to where their audience would be. But it exists. You didn't stop it from existing, and I myself may actually go watch it now, knowing that y'all got Danny DeVito to voice Satan, because truly that is a creative choice that I can fully get behind.
By selling my soul and turning away from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and worshiping our demon king Daniel DeVito.
But before I do that, let's actually talk about how the gays are ruining commercials now, according to the Millionth Madre. Currently, VRBO is marketing its online vacation rental services through a couple of LGBTQ inclusive commercials. One ad includes 2 women with a bedroom door closing as they begin to kiss. The other features a lesbian couple spending time together and then kissing as the commercial ends. 2 females kissing is not family time yet. Both commercials are airing on various channels that families often watch, including Hallmark Channel. It's almost like commercials tend to air on various platforms to kinda get a bigger audience and try to sell their product to a ton of different people out there instead of one specific group. But glad you learned something new today. Paired with slogans like VRBO, a place together, and VRBO, just you and your people, these commercials target families with the liberal LGBTQ agenda during prime viewing hours. Again, I really have to ask, is the LGBT agenda to you just gay people existing? Because as we can see, I don't have that written down as part of the agenda here. And do you understand that gay people exist outside of your CRTV with a "would Jesus approve of what you're watching" sticker slapped across it? Because it's starting to really come across that you are painfully unaware that LGBT people exist in real life. While 1 million moms will continue to boycott Hallmark Channel and urge a return to its previously family-friendly content, parents also need to know they could encounter the LGBTQ agenda in VRBO commercials on Hallmark Channel and other channels. Therefore, 1 million moms must also let VRBO know that we will not support its company for our travel needs as long as it airs commercials featuring lesbian couples or pushing the LGBTQ agenda. You know, they constantly bring up the LGBTQ agenda, and they've yet to also discuss what exactly that is. Because he said Velma being gay was pushing an agenda, and now lesbians kissing in an ad is pushing an agenda. So which is it? Is it just like lesbians having a crush, or lesbians being like healthily intimate with each other? I need to know, because you're not being specific enough for my rotting brain. And side note, those agendas are boring as shit. Like, could we not come up with something more fun? Kind of pathetic agenda if you ask me. Take action! If you agree that these VRBO ads are inappropriate, please sign our petition urging either VRBO to either pull their LGBTQ inclusive ads, or at the very least, edit out. Just stop. No more. Okay, you're done. You're done. I'm so utterly deeply sorry to the people who have been disturbed spiritually and mentally by these advertisements, but I really think it's hilarious how you guys are getting so twisted and having your delicate sensitivities altered because of the most inconsequential things. The commercial itself is about
30 seconds long,
and the clip that they're actually mad at is a whole millisecond long. You were so bothered over a not even millisecond long clip that you made a whole ass petition. It's outstanding, truly. We love to see snowflakes in the wild get upset over literally nothing. So basically, this part of the LGBT agenda is also being seen as normal. You know, a person that goes on a vacation, rents a place for their vacation, smooches a little in that vacation house. You know, a healthy relationship, which I doubt the people complaining about this are actually in themselves. So be wary of the gays, because healthy relationships and intimacy, I guess, are just like actually terrible and horrifying. Don't fall for the gay trick of being in a loving relationship. Now, as absurd as these petitions were, clearly, I think it's actually more absurd when you see that these petitions actually have signatures tied to them. Falls drastically short of 1 million moms, that's for sure. But thousands of people have signed these petitions, and I don't know whether or not to find that absolutely hilarious or actually kind of scary. Cause like, I know that some of these signatures are from people like Ligament Nuts, or Carpet Monchar, or Abraham Lincoln. But there's also actual people who like sat down at their computer, went on good old 1 million moms and learned about this and were shocked and horrified and frantically nearly bursted a blood vessel trying to type their name and info fast enough to sign the petition. These weird and hilarious petitions are still getting signed by people, and it's like actually serious to them. These are the most serious things that these terminally online mothers have seen, and I have 2 things to say to that. First of all, this is a job application. I will be sending this to you. I think you actually kind of need it. And secondly, them sitting at their computer and fuming over a kids movie, or a TV show, or even an advertisement is absolutely hilarious to me, because it's just absolutely insane. Because all these signatures basically tell me that people either don't know how to work technology whatsoever and know how to establish parental controls, and that they don't view LGBT people as like actual people just walking, talking social and political issues. Which, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of depressing, but hey, at least I know that I'm the sole reason these Karens lose sleep at night, in fear that this bisexual cryptid is gonna sneakily appear on their child's laptop and turn their good godly child into a satanic bisexual. And that, my friends, is truly what keeps me going. So in conclusion, today we've basically learned that 1 million moms views the LGBTQ agenda as, you know, just being seen as a normal functioning human being, and that shows that talk about demons, witches, all that spooky stuff and all that are bad because demon want child to worship Danny DeVito as Satan. And I think it goes without saying, but if you don't want your crotch goblin to want something, you don't have to let them watch it. That's completely cool, and that is your choice as a parent. But don't push that shit on other parents by trying to get shows and like all that shit canceled just because it has something that you do not like in it. Again, a literal millisecond of an advertisement has you this fucking pressed, and for what? But that's gonna do it for today's video on 1 million mothers and their basically a stance on boycotting every single thing that they don't like on television, in movies, and just in life in general, probably, I don't know. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe because I have more content coming your way. But if you didn't like the video and you feel like boycotting my channel, don't worry, I actually got you covered. If you comment your first and last name, your credit card number, the date, and the pin on the back of the card with, and I quote from YouTube themselves, "I do not agree with the YouTuber TheKillerDoll's video saying that Christian conservative moms are boycotting everything and it's hilarious. That is why I'm writing this comment and boycotting their LGBTQ agenda-driven and demonic channel." It says right here that your signature and comment will be sent directly to YouTube for, you know, a formal complaint and all that, and I will soon be banished from the platform, so make sure you don't skip a single step of that. But until the next video, I'm gonna go be a cryptid bisexual and just, like, eat a bag of cheese or something, I don't fucking know. I'll see you guys later. Bye.